You want to talk about the record industry?
Fascinating subject. I find very interesting. You know, the whole thing wouldn't happen. We wouldn't have the culture we have today without electricity and airplanes, or audio tape or vinyl pressing, or all this audio engineering, because conveying culture has always relied on artists, but artists have never had an easier time at reaching an audience through radio, television, now the internet, and it's endless. You could go out and buy things for a while, but you have to remember that the only way to convey music in the past was to play it live, see a performance, or buy sheet music. And sheet music was a revolution in itself due to the fact that you had to have somebody, write the music, and the printing press was huge for so many reasons, music not the least. And what I like to say about the music industry that we have today was probably born from a criminal part of society at a weird time in the war times back in last century. During the time of World War II, the Nazi Germans had a lot of scientific knowledge going on, and they figured out how to record audio on cassette tapes, or like tapes, audio tapes, which is magnetic strips with rust on it, and the vibration of the frequencies knocks a little bit off and leaves a stamp, a pattern of the sound. Now this changed the recording industry, because up until then you could only have a 78, which would have like maybe one, if you're lucky, two songs on each side of a 78. And it was all recorded through one mic in the center of the room that picked up all of the audio. So suddenly you could mic individual instruments and have a 4-track, and it was, actually Bing Crosby, the performer who everyone knows from Christmas songs, he spearheaded the use of audio tape to record long playing records at 33.5 RPM, which is the standard for a record, today, which, you can get about 20 minutes per side, maybe like 3, 4, 5 songs per side. Before that, you couldn't do that. And so I think also, like, why I mentioned culture and the airplane is, imagine the British invasion when Elvis went off to join the army in Germany, and rock and roll could have died. I think that was the plan. They wanted to kill rock and roll, but Elvis was out of the picture, and they thought they'd conquered it all. But in Britain, the Beatles had been working really hard to stamp their feet and really develop as musicians, and they were ready to go. They used to play 12 hours a day at least. These guys were tight. They were proficient musicians, and they got a hold of a producer, and next thing you know, we're having like some of the best music pumped out worldwide, distributed evenly across the globe. And it wouldn't be anything like that without airplanes, electricity, and vinyl.
You mentioned to me once about a connection to the Nazis.
The Nazis, when they were conquered by the American forces and the British forces and the Canadian forces, delved into what they were up to scientifically and discovered that they had made a lot of advancements in scientific progress. Some not so nice things, obviously. But the one thing that they had developed was audio tape as a form of recording communications, and it just happened to have a very versatile appeal for many, many, many uses. So when the Germans were conquered, a lot of their technology was pilfered by other powers, and became the stuff that is the bread and butter of daily life in our world today. And there you go.